Hey guys, welcome to Chess Beauty 66. At the end of Chess Beauty 65, we left you with this position. This is white to play and win. So if you haven't seen it before, you know what to do. Okay, I'm assuming that you've had a chance to look at this. Well, what's going on in this position? White has to either win the black queen or checkmate the black king in order to win this position. But he's got a slight problem insofar as his king, his own king, is rather exposed on an open board. So black has some drawing chances here that white has to be on guard against. The key move to begin the study is queen to f2. Now this move ensures that the black queen cannot wander too far away from the defense of g3, because otherwise, if you move something like queen to h5, it's queen to g3 is just checkmate. Likewise, if you play something like queen to g5, even though he's guarding against g3, it fails against knight to g1 check, king to g4, queen to f3 check, king to h4, queen to h3 check. So after queen to f2, the only move he really has is queen to h4. And now white has to be careful because black is threatening to check on e7 as well as to exchange queens. So the only move really for white to continue is queen to f1 check. And now if black is foolhardy enough to play king to g4, then queen to f4 check, and say king to h5, knight to g3 check, and this wins the queen. Only way to stop mate. Or conversely, after queen to f4 check, if he goes to h3, then knight to g1 check, king to g2, and we just take the queen. So after queen to f1, the only move he has to not lose on the spot is king to h2. And now white has another forcing move, queen to g1, and black only has king to h3. Now, at this point, white can make no progress with forcing moves because he's run out of checks, and his pieces are really in ideal places, so he doesn't really want to move them if he has to. So he plays basically a waiting move. He plays king to b3. And now black has no useful checks. But at this point, both sides are really in apparent zugzwang. The only move he has, well, he could try queen to g4, but queen to h1 is just checkmate. So after king to b3, the only move he has is g5. Seems harmless enough, but it has this serious drawback of blocking off this h4, e7 checking diagonal. If you've gotten this far, you might want to find white's next move. And this is really kind of the key move of this study. Well, let's look at some alternatives first. He could try king to c2. After queen to c4, that would be a draw. He could try king to b2, but after queen to b4 check, that's also a draw. He could try king to a2, but after queen to a4, it's a draw. And finally, you can try king to c3, but queen to h8 is a draw. So taking advantage of the fact, let's go back, that g5 blocked off this checking diagonal to e7, the only move to win is king to a3, just going back where he moved from last move. Kind of a saucy little move, I would say. And now black is hard-pressed for choices here. He can try queen to g4, but as before, queen to h1 is mate. So after king to a3, really the only move he has is g4. And now this blocks off the defense of the square f4, and knight to f4 is checkmate. Really a beautiful, simple little study. As I said, this is by John Arthur James Drewitt. He was born in 1873, died in 1931. He was one of the strongest British chess players of the day, and he had a celebrated win against Rubinstein and drew a couple of times against Oeve. So he was a pretty decent player. And let's see, what else do we know about him? I have no image. Apparently there are no existing photographs, at least on the web. He went to Oxford, was expert in Latin and Greek, and actually even published some articles on the subject. He's a member of the Hastings Chess Club. And once again, he died when he fell off a train. Another tragic end to these problemists. I'm telling you, it's a health hazard to be a chess problemist. He fell off a train. It turned out he had a heart problem, which could have caused giddiness. Also, there's some speculation that he may have just killed himself because of his heart problem. Anyway, a tragic end to obviously a very talented person, and we regret his passing. All right, let's look ahead. We'll go back to a problem. It's another simple little problem. This is white to mate in 3 moves. And it's trickier than it looks. Good luck, and we'll see you on the next Chess Beauty. Thanks for watching.